What do you get when you mix a resurfaced photo, a decades-old yacht event, an interview clip nobody asked for, and the world's most rumor-hungry audience? A wildfire. A full-blown, turbocharged global frenzy that blasts across social media faster than Buckingham Palace can say no comment. And in the middle of this PR hurricane, Prince Harry, confused, blindsided, and allegedly muttering the very British phrase, "What on earth is happening now?" Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. Because this time, the internet wasn't just circulating vague gossip about Meghan Markle. Oh no, this time, the story came wrapped in a headline so bizarre, so explosive, so algorithm-optimized for chaos, that even seasoned royal reporters were rubbing their eyes and asking for confirmation. A resurfaced video featuring Ghilslaine Maxwell. Yes, the same figure forever linked to controversial circles, casually mentioned an old social scene involving Prince Andrew, yacht invitations, and a young actress Meghan Markle once being approached for charity event appearances. No crime, no wrongdoing, just a comment, a vague, offhand, half-remembered anecdote. But the internet? The internet turned it into a cinematic drama with budget-level CGI. Suddenly Meghan wasn't at a charity yacht party. She was Andrew's first client. Suddenly, a simple modeling-adjacent appearance was framed as a royal connection. Suddenly, Meghan's early career was being rewritten by strangers with Wi-Fi. And poor Prince Harry? He woke up to a trending hashtag he never wanted to see. This article will break down the entire saga. The rumor, the misunderstanding, the political implications, the royal reaction, the PR cleanup, and the lessons we can all learn from how fast a narrative can spiral in today's digital world. By the end, you might ask yourself, how much of what we believe is the truth, and how much is simply a story repeated too many times? Let's dive in. Here's the wild part. The whole scandal began with a clip only 23 seconds long. Ghislaine Maxwell, appearing in a pre-recorded interview released by a media outlet looking for clicks, was asked about social scenes in the early 2000s. Not crimes, not scandals, just the frivolous glitz of early celebrity culture. At one point, she said something vague like, "Some of the people Andrew liked meeting were the rising stars, like this American actress, Meghan. She was one of the first young people he asked about attending charity yacht functions." Pause. Let's really unpack this. She said charity yacht functions. She said rising stars. She said meeting people. Nothing illegal. Nothing remotely inappropriate. Absolutely nothing scandalous in the factual sense. But the internet? It heard something entirely different. Within hours, a headline mutated into, "Maxwell exposes Meghan's yacht days. She was Andrew's first client." And suddenly the world forgot. Meghan Markle in her 20s was a working actress. Celebrities regularly attend charity yacht events. Networking is normal. Charity appearances are common. Client can simply mean invited guest for fundraising work. The internet twisted the meaning until it no longer resembled reality. Have you ever watched a rumor evolve in real time? It's like watching a snowball roll downhill, gaining speed, size, and unnecessary details as strangers add their own versions. By midnight, TikTok was making dramatized reenactments. By morning, YouTube thumbnails featured Meghan photoshopped next to yachts she had never even seen. By noon, tabloids were scrambling to attach the story to anything clickable, all from a 23-second clip. And what was Harry doing while this unfolded? Probably wishing the Wi-Fi would go out for 24 hours. But things were about to get worse. Here's where the story took its next twist. A random user on X, formerly Twitter, posted an old Meghan photo from the early 2000s, posing with friends on a boat during a Los Angeles summer outing. Not a yacht, not royalty-related, not connected to Andrew in any way. But the internet, thirsty for connections, posted it with the caption, "Proof." Proof of what exactly? Who knows? And that's the point. When a story reaches virality, skepticism stops and confirmation bias takes over. People start believing what feels true rather than what is true. It's like those moments when you see a headline saying, "Celebrity spotted at hospital." Fans speculate pregnancy. And suddenly pregnancy becomes fact despite zero evidence. So naturally, the Meghan on a boat photo was swallowed whole by the rumor mill. Comments flooded in. "See, she lived on yachts. She's always been around that crowd." Harry definitely didn't see this coming. This shows everything Maxwell said was true. Cue mass hysteria. Cue memes. Cue conspiracy threads. And here's the kicker. Meghan wasn't even famous yet in the photo. She wasn't linked to Andrew. She had never met Maxwell. She was just a 20-something enjoying California's sun. But the internet doesn't want truth. It wants narrative. And the narrative was officially out of control. Let's imagine the moment Harry saw the headline. Maybe he was sipping tea. Maybe he was checking emails. Maybe he was enjoying a calm morning. Then suddenly, boom, a phone alert. Meghan's yacht days exposed. Andrew's first client. He clicks. He reads. He blinks twice. He mutters something like, "Oh, for crying out loud." Because if there's one thing Harry cannot stand, it's watching Meghan get dragged into scandals built from air. Sources close to the couple told reporters that Harry was dumbfounded and frustrated that a harmless charity mention had been twisted into something sinister. One insider described his mood as confused first, then irritated, then protective. His usual three-stage cycle whenever Meghan becomes the center of an invented scandal. He reportedly asked advisors, "How is a charity yacht event being turned into something shady? Why is Maxwell being treated as a credible commentator on Meghan? And how does a non-event become a headline?" Questions every reader should ask too. But Harry's frustration wasn't just emotional, it was personal. He left royal life partly because of the relentless nature of public narratives. Stories like this? Exactly what he hoped to escape. Instead, the past found a new way to follow him. But while Harry was processing shock, the internet had already moved to phase 2, the debates. Like every viral frenzy, the online conversation split into two camps. Camp A. This is ridiculous. These users pointed out, Meghan was a working actress. Charity yacht events are normal. Networking is not suspicious. Maxwell is an unreliable source. Nothing illegal or inappropriate was suggested. They rolled their eyes at the sensational headlines. They shared memes laughing at how bored the internet must be. This camp saw it for what it was. A rumor built from misunderstanding. Camp B. We need answers. This group was convinced. A comment from Maxwell must mean something. Meghan's early career must be re-examined. The photo of her on a random boat was evidence. The timing of the interview was suspicious. Any royal connection must be interpreted dramatically. They weren't worried about truth. They were entertained. And honestly, this story was built for entertainment. It had royalty heavy check mark, scandal energy heavy check mark, yachts heavy check mark, old photos heavy check mark, Meghan heavy check mark, Maxwell heavy check mark, Andrew heavy check mark, a confused Prince Harry heavy check mark. It was the perfect algorithmic cocktail. But while the public was debating, sharing, reposting, stitching clips, and generating theories, a new twist was on the way. Here's something many people don't know. Meghan hates addressing nonsense directly. She knows that responding to a rumor often validates it. She knows silence can be powerful. She knows some stories burn out faster if ignored. But this one annoyed the team. So they quietly clarified to media contacts. Meghan was never part of Andrew's social circle. She never attended any yacht gathering organized by Maxwell or Andrew. Her charity involvement during that era was limited to TV network events. The resurfaced boat photo was from a private friend's outing. Client was being misinterpreted completely. And privately, a source reportedly said, "This is one of the strangest, most desperate attempts to manufacture scandal we've seen in years." Another insider joked, "Honestly, Meghan has never even been on a luxury yacht in that context. She'd probably get seasick." But even as Meghan's team quietly shut down the narrative, the internet refused to let go. Because by now, the frenzy had become entertainment. People were invested. People were laughing. People were shocked. People were confused. This wasn't news anymore. It was a soap opera. And like all good soap operas, it needed a final act. Once royals and rumors collide, people forget Meghan had a real, regular, hustle-filled Hollywood journey. She did briefcase modeling. She did background acting. She attended networking events. She took any role she could. She did charity appearances long before fame. She joined social events to meet producers and directors. This was normal. This was standard. This was the grind every rising actress faces. So yes, Meghan attended boat parties. But so did every LA actor hoping to make connections in the early 2000s. The idea that this was something royal or scandalous is not just misleading. It's absurd. Her early story is one of hustle, not hidden agendas. And that's the irony. The real story is far more relatable and inspiring than the invented one. She wasn't mingling with aristocrats. She was trying to get auditions. She wasn't part of elite yacht circles. She was networking like every aspiring actress. Nothing about her early life could have predicted she'd one day marry a prince. That's what makes her journey compelling. Not the rumors. The reality. Here's the part nobody likes to admit. Meghan Markle is the perfect target for viral rumor culture. Why? Because she checks every box in the internet controversy formula. Successful, socially outspoken, married into royalty, biracial, former actress, American, divorced, confident, polarizing, constantly in the public eye. Add royal family drama, press history, and public obsession, and she becomes a lightning rod for anything clickable. Even harmless anecdotes get sensationalized. Even innocent photos become weaponized. Even vague references from unrelated people, like Maxwell, get twisted into scandal. If any other actress had been mentioned in that interview, no one would care. But Meghan? She is sociocultural TNT. Every mention explodes. Here's where things get deep. Look at how this story formed. A vague comment about charity yacht events. A single misinterpreted word, client. Old photos reposted. Headlines optimized for shock. People filling in missing details with imagination. Viral snowball effect. Major outlets amplifying it for engagement. None of this was grounded in truth. It was grounded in momentum. And this tells us something important about our era. Narratives don't need facts. They only need attention. A half-story becomes a whole scandal with enough retweets. A misunderstood phrase becomes a conspiracy with enough YouTube thumbnails. A picture becomes evidence with enough captions. And people believe what they read first, not what they learn later. So where do we land? Not in scandal, not in crime, not in secret yacht histories. We land in reality. Meghan Markle attended normal charity and networking events in her early acting years. Ghislaine Maxwell's comments were vague, non-criminal, and likely misremembered. The internet twisted charity gatherings into something sensational. Prince Harry was blindsided by yet another bizarre rumor cycle. The truth is simple. Nothing happened, but the rumor did. And the rumor will eventually fade until the next one comes along. But here's the real question. Why do we, as an audience, fall for these stories so easily? And what does it say?